tonight. Alright, let's go ahead and start the meeting.
Trustee Emery?
Present.
Trustee Fee?
Present.
Trustee Templeton?
Want to say the pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Light bulb.
Okay, we're gonna start off this evening with some announcements that we previously had. Has anybody talked to Mr. Copeland?
In reference to.
Our last meeting, there's been nothing in the paper. We had all those announcements for dates and everything, and I haven't seen anything in the paper as of yet. I've seen Middlefield,
Must not have been newsworthy.
so
Must not have been newsworthy.
evidently.
Sometimes he's way behind. Yeah, he'll work it in there one day when there's something less, when we are the most newsworthy thing, put us in.
Well, I'm gonna jump down to the announcements first. The township cleanup date will be April 22nd, 8 to 2 at the township building. The Geauga Trumbull Solid Waste District will provide a grant to help offset the cost in the amount of $7,008 obtained by working foreman Sean Davis. No chemicals, no paint, a limit of 8 tires per resident. Please enter the premises through from Route 305 and exit through the cemetery onto Route 45. If you have any paint or chemicals, please go to Geauga Trumbull Solid Waste website to get instructions for disposal. They will not be accepted at our facility. Also, I think I'm going to talk with Chief Skaggs, but I believe that we can have medication brought down and put into our drop box.
Yeah, we probably should be able to, that's available, all the time, but
Correct.
we can advertise it for that day. And we should also, once again, make it known that, you will this year need to bring an ID showing that you are in fact a Champion Township resident.
Okay. Second announcement, excuse me, would be the community garage sale dates will be chosen tonight. It looks like it's gonna be May 13th to May 29th is what we're gonna talk about. Proposed dates also would be May 17th to May 21st. We will ask the Champion Community Calendar to coordinate this as they have in the past.
So we are proposing the 17th through the 21st.
Isn't that correct, Courtney?
Yeah, we
We've
wanna,
got 2 dates on here, which we only talked about one.
we wanna avoid the 13th and the 29th, and so the weekend in the middle.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So that would be the proposal, the 17th to 21st, which would be a Wednesday to Sunday?
Yes, sir.
I have no objections to that, do you? No.
Okay.
Is that it?
I don't think we need a motion for that.
No, but we just need to set it and get the announcement out,
Correct.
so make it known that it
So
will.
the Champion Community Garage Sale dates will be May 17th to May 21st. Champion Community Calendar will coordinate this as they did in the past. Contact them or our zoning department. So we have a list of who's having the garage sales. There'll be no fee.
No fees. Do we even need input from our zoning?
Well, who do you suggest them contact, so we have a list of,
I don't know, do we need a list? I
we've
don't
always
think
had
we've
a
done that
list
in the past,
before.
have we?
Champion Community Calendar offers the option to have a list of your items and your address and your times and dates and things in case you're not doing the
Just
full
for
year.
advertisement purposes, not for the township.
Correct.
So
Yes.
the township's certainly not gonna advertise, but, they can certainly check with the township, but, we're not gonna advertise our sales by any means.
I believe in the past what Rhonda did was she just put out an advertisement that this weekend is when it is, and it was like $15 in the free press or Champion
I would-
Times or something.
I would be in favor of that.
That's fine, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, the other announcement would be the board would like to remind the community to get out and support the Champion Rotary, their pancake breakfast Saturday, March 11th, from 8 to 11 at the Champion Presbyterian Church, 4997 Mahoney Avenue. Kids games, face painting, free baskets for the kids will be available, along with the Easter Bunny. The breakfast cost is $8, kids under 6 free with adult purchase. That's another announcement that we're gonna repeat from the last meeting.
I believe one of our own, trustee Fee, will be there representing and
Oh, yeah, we mixing batter.
mixing batter.
Ladies and gentlemen, and
Everybody stop down and see him. If there's a problem with it, let's see Mr. Fee.
Mr. Jason Fish will be, on hand too, I believe.
Will be.
Are you
But
gonna
if there are
have
problems, see Mr. Fee.
Are you gonna have your face painted?
No.
No. It is free.
Excuse me, before we get into the old business, we're gonna accept the resignation of Deanna Tuttle from the zoning commission effective March 7th, 2023. And send a letter to her thanking her for her service on the zoning board. Do we need a motion for that?
I would, yeah, I would prefer.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
A second.
Is it March or February? You have February 7th on here, sorry. That's what
February.
Yes, she's already,
You said March.
she's already, did I say March?
You did.
I'm sorry,
It's okay.
it is February, thank you. No discussion, roll call,
Yes.
Yes.
yes. And, to, fill Deanna Tuttle's spot, I'd like to, appoint John Nepper, the unexpired term in the zoning commission. John has been an alternate and will move to a regular member of the zoning commission. I'd like to, if that's okay, we need a motion to, do that.
Motion to appoint John Kipper to Deanna Tuttle's unexpired term.
And he has agreed to this.
Yes.
So moved.
No discussion, roll call,
Yes.
Yes.
yes. We'll go with correspondence here. Trumbull County Engineers Annual Dinner is on May 2nd. RSVP are requested. Then you have, Health Department Advisory Council Wednesday, March 8th. Need to appoint someone if the chairman is not able to attend. I don't know what my schedule's like at this time, if I can't attend. Rex or Doug, would you be able to attend?
I'm doing the TIRC meeting. It's March 8th.
At 7 PM, and they're taking nominations, and I give you a packet with all the information in your folder.
Where's that at?
At the, health office on Chestnut Ave.
That's been in the commissioners' meeting room in the past. Is it there, or is it gonna be at the Board of Health building, or, you know?
No, it says at the Board of Health meeting, at the Board of Health office.
Do we have paperwork here for it?
Yes, sir.
The other thing that I'd like to expand on this here is, they're gonna be appointing somebody, I assume, to that the board has ever voted collectively on who we, think should be the candidate to be put into that position prior to going to the meeting.
We have not since I've been here for the last 5 years anyhow. These have been, for the most part, reappointments. To the ones I've gone to, have been reappointments. So,
Yeah.
and I think I've never heard any,
Which one is that, Courtney? This one?
Yes, sir. Nominations were due today, so we don't even have a list of candidates yet.
Well, maybe next year you guys can do that, okay. I think it would be, behoove us to, collectively say who we support from Champion Township to, head this department. Because there's always somebody usually opposing the, incumbent instead of a reappointment. So, with that being said, if I can't make it, I'll let Lean-To know.
should say who is
I don't have the thing,
for the appointments.
so I'll just rely on you there.
The nominations were due today at 4 o'clock, so they're not out yet.
Not out, so we don't even know. It's usually not a very crowded, situation. But yeah, that's fine. I can attend it if need be.
Okay, thank you.
Just gonna have to give me enough notice that
Alan?
I can do that. Yeah, at least 15 minutes.
All right,
Just not asking for much.
Okay. Doug and Courtney will attend the, TIRC meeting.
That's a Zoom for this year?
I believe, yes.
Then we have the, National Opiate Settlement.
We had, talked in the beginning of these, on this opioid settlement, that we wanted to try to use that for education. I don't know if there's, anything available. We probably should get a hold of Chief Skaggs and Chief Dempsey and see if there's anything they can work out between them. I don't think, I think that money is pretty well, we're pretty tight with this, so I think you can do things like buy Narcan, but I think we're being supplied Narcan for free. So, I think we can use it for education. I would certainly hope that, that we're doing all we can in that aspect now, but, if you guys want, I'll check with both chiefs, see if there's something we can do. I don't know if we can do anything hand in hand with the schools on an educational seminar or anything like that to exhaust those funds. If not, we're gonna have to send that money back.
We just received another batch, so we're at, we've received $7,500 year to date approximately,
How much?
7,500.
Okay.
And we received notification that 5 additional, companies are settling, and we have to decide by April 18th if we want in to receive that additional money as well, so.
It'd be nice to set something up with a school and have our officers come there and put some type of program on
I agree.
for, the kids to, try to combat this.
Yeah, I think that,
7,500 will go a long ways.
plus an additional 5, is what you're saying?
No, we just received the,
We received the
Five
5
more
already.
people were.
Is that gonna max it? That's gonna be the total amount that we're gonna receive is the 7,500 as far as you know?
from those 2 companies, correct?
We've already received that,
Yes, sir.
all right.
I don't wanna waste the money, but I don't wanna, if we can't do something constructive with it, then we should send it back to an entity that can. I don't know, maybe have Chief Skaggs talk to Superintendent Grabowski, see if there's any programs that we can put on with that, what the stipulations are on the use of that money. I think, my memory states that those were the only two things that we really could do with its education and services that surround it, such as Narcan. Is that correct?
We should be able to, $7,500 would go a long way. I don't think there's a deadline on the date as far as the expenditure of the funds.
I have
Before the end of the year.
no.
So, $7,500, if we had to hit the classroom, buy Narcan, check with Chief Dempsey and Chief Skaggs, and hold as many training seminars as we can at the school. I mean, you've got 13 grades there. We can use this money and it'll go a long ways.
Are we able to use that money for education of our employees in the departments? Police department, fire guys, are we able, yeah, Bill, we finally found a problem, well, we gotta get some help. Can we use it on that side of life too, do you know?
I believe we can use it to educate our officers and then send our officers out to spread the education, is how it.
Do you have the guidelines on this, Courtney?
Yes, I do. I did forward it to both chiefs already.
Would you
Okay.
like, mind forwarding that to us? Cause we're fumbling up here.
I'm not,
I am.
I'm right, I'm spot on, baby.
You have, good for you. So we can, maybe address this further at the next meeting and,
Yeah, I did, I'll talk to both chiefs over the next week, try to get them on the same page together. Have them contact the schools and see if there's any programs we can sponsor through there. I think that's where it's gotta go. Even if we gotta educate our own people to have them come in and perform the seminars, it's fine too, but let's get somebody on it and get it taken care of.
Yes, you wanna accept the rest, the additional monies coming in?
At this time, I would say yes. Would you guys agree?
Yes, sir.
let's make that in the form of a motion to accept it when it comes in.
Can we do that now, or we need the amounts?
No, you can do it now.
We need a motion to accept, any money coming from the National Opioid Settlement, to Champion Township, whatever the amount may be, in, 2023 year. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If had enough?
Nothing
Roll
further.
call?
Yes.
Yes. That's a one yes.
I said yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your mic wasn't working.
Yeah, I said yes.
Get a new mic.
Nathan was talking about that. Okay, let's go back up to the top here in, old business. Comprehensive plan and zoning resolution update. Let's go with the personnel, policy discussion. The personnel policies that, Sherry Petit, has presented to us, I think are generic. Do you guys agree that, we should sit down and look those over with, ourselves and the department heads? And have the employees look at that also, or any recommendations, fellas?
Yeah, I think they're generic. I think they're generic because, excuse me, because our union contract supersedes so much of it. I think, that those should be discussed with department heads and, officers and members of these departments, before and during contract negotiations, because we're gonna make changes, we have to make changes simultaneously. can't put something in a policy manual that our union contract supersedes, so if we wanna make changes within that, we're gonna have to make changes when the contract's open.
No, if there's going to be changes, the current contracts that we have in place are, the only one we'll be negotiating with this year will be the, police department, I believe.
That's correct.
Then next year we'll have the road and the, fire, but, in the meantime, I think the township should have policies, in place for whatever, it may be, whatever section. And we can look at the, current, contracts and use them as a guideline, because you're not gonna get much language change in a contract.
But that's correct, and that's, I think, why those policies were written so generic, is because you can put whatever you want in the policy, but if it's stronger than what the union contract is, you're still falling back on the union contract.
That's why you have to marry the two together.
That's what I'm saying, so you
got
can't-
the fire.
Right, you can't marry them together if you don't have an open contract, so my thought is, as these contracts come up for renewal, that's the time to have the discussions with whatever department, that we are dealing with at the time. However, we do have employees in this township that do not fall under any bargaining units. So we should probably strengthen where we wanna see changes made within that policy. Such as summer help, things of that nature, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I think the reason it's generic, and I think if you go to any township in this county, they're all gonna be worded somewhat verbatim.
Yeah.
They're not penned for individual townships. As far as the union contracts, there is language in there that, the union contract is precedence over anything that's in this personnel policy. And, I think one time we did ask the department heads to, sit down and look things over,
We did.
come back to us with any comments that, may be, questionable as far as versus the union contract, but again, there's a coverall there that, if the union contract states explicitly this is the way it is, and this is the discipline involving that issue, then the union contract has to be followed.
The problem is that we should have had personnel policies long before we had union agreements.
And I think, the police department, the fire department.
You're asking quite a bit, Dave.
Well, you know what I'm saying, the cart is kind of in front of the horse on this deal, so.
I can't believe we never had one. That's good.
I was shocked when I got here, I'll tell you that.
I don't want you guys to think that I'm downplaying these policies, I'm not, I'm just saying that they are generic, they're
Yeah.
just, standard. They don't really, fit our needs per se, according to the contracts, and that's, just a recommendation. So we can, give them policies to the department heads, have them look it over.
Yeah, we did that,
When,
when,
She presented.
6-8 months ago.
well, we hadn't heard nothing, so we ought to ask them, we had asked them what's going on then.
Well, next meeting we'll ask the department heads if
Okay.
they've gotten
Yeah,
that's
anything
fine.
back. We can't let this
Yeah,
drag on.
we did this, when, Mr. Poteet brought those back to us, they were immediately sent to the department heads for review. They were also sent to the department heads for review before we had final drafts, were they not?
Yeah.
So, they've actually been sent twice, once before the final draft and, once after the final draft came back, so.
Well, let me ask you this here, then, what's the policy since they haven't responded?
The policy is we're still following union contract. That's just where it is. And I think that's some of the thing is, that they're not interested in talking about any of it until we negotiate contracts again. So and that's the word that was sent back to me. Now, you can take a crack at it and see if you can get something different, but that's what came back to me, so.
just think that the township needs, policies in place, like for the police department, the fire department, the road department, The way we're
I
structured.
don't disagree,
and we don't have
I
it.
don't disagree. I would, you know,
We're in
I've
a
been here 5
situation
years, I was
now.
shocked when I got here and asked for the policy manual and found that we had none.
Correct. We still have none.
We're closer, but yes, we still have none. So, and then, you know, when you look at that picture in the whole, you think it's pretty simple to create that, but then you immediately figure out that these things are all covered in this contract, so anything you try to change, they're not gonna follow, and if you try to, enforce, you're just gonna grieve it, you're gonna have a problem. So if there's certain things that you don't like, then we will have to adjust that, or try to adjust those while we have an open contract in front of us. Short of that, we're just gonna file grievances, and we're gonna pull our hair out, spend more legal fees. But, we should, if you wanna tighten that up some, we do have some at-will employees in the township that definitely does affect. I think there's 3 of them, so, we can do that.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see you had that down here, Courtney. Sorry about wasting time on that. One thing, guys, did you get the text that I sent out as far as bringing the packet that Mark sent us on the late